In this adventure, Wendy and I got to explore Arches National Park. Now, a little forewarning to anyone who's planning on traveling there. It's considered one of the big 5 parks in Utah. Like Zion and Bryce Canyon, there's a lot of people there. So to see the things we did, you either had to go later in the afternoon or early in the morning before the crowds really got bad and they would close the park to further visitors. The geology of Arches National Park is amazing. It all started about 65 million years ago when this area was a dry seabed. There would have been thousands of feet of sand which eventually became petrified. After some tectonic activity and natural erosion, we have Arches as it is today. Wendy and I are here at Arches National Park. Right behind us is called Balanced Rock. And we're just starting our journey here. This is like our first pull off. So let's go explore. Okay. This thing is pretty big. It says it's 3,500 tons. There's another angle as we're coming around the back of it. Doesn't seem quite so tall on this side. So what's going on here? Why is that balanced? That's harder than that material. Rain mainly erodes all this out, and that will eventually fail. That will eventually fall down. For now, it's hanging on. I don't know why that's giving me the finger. So right there is an arch soon to be. Well, by soon I mean like several 100,000 years, million years. Ice forms in there in the wintertime, expands, as rain collects in the sandstone, it spreads the rocks apart and then it crumbles down. And then after a long time, you get an arch. And then after an even longer time, that collapses. And you just get like a rock standing on a wall, and you end up with that kind of stuff. North Arch, South Arch, and here we have the Turret Arch. Here's North Arch from the backside. Sometimes it was hard to tell how big the arch was until you see it with people underneath it. The scale is immense. The arch is 65 feet tall, and the actual part at the top is 35 feet across. That's the south window. Primitive trail, which means it's not very well marked. If you can look, you don't see any really well-defined trail. So this is what they tell us to look for. Cairn, C-A-I-R-N. And that's why they tell you don't set these rocks on, don't stack rocks. They're not just there for, because you're bored, you want to stack rocks. They're actually markers on trails. If you stack them anywhere, you could misguide hikers. This incredible structure is called Double Arch. At 112 feet tall, it's the tallest, and at 144 feet, it is the second longest arch in the park. What makes Double Arch unusual is that besides the normal form of erosion on the sides, it's also known as a pothole arch, with water causing erosion from above.
We've been hiking down this super nice trail, tricky at times, and finally found the arch. It's hard to see it because it's so close to this other wall.
beginning of the stream.
And the stream is, I mean, it just comes out of the rock. Eric filled up his water bottle. Here's where the stream we've been following starts. Hard to believe. Just came through this.
It is just past sunrise, about 6 o'clock, and we are walking out to what's called Delicate Arch. There's Wendy ahead of me, walking on. See, the sun's getting ready to just show up over that little mound. We are heading up this hill slope. I counted 31 people, and it's just after 6 o'clock in the morning. Going up the slope, there's Wendy in front. It looks flatter than it is. You put a marble on here, it's gonna roll right down behind me. Clanking you hear is my water bottles. 2 water bottles here, and 2 water bottles here.
You want to turn around?
Snacks in the back. And a bear bill in case we come across bears. There is already 100 people more. Like I said, not yet 7 in the morning. And that's not our final destination there. Coming up here, cliff face to our left. Wendy in front of me. I'd like to think I'm all macho, but there's like 5-year-olds on the trail ahead of me. We just got to the top here, and there's hundreds. All right, I'm getting in line here. Show you what's over there. There's Delicate Arch. And there's the arch itself. Yeah. Wendy is going out to the very edge. If the hike and climb up to Delicate Arch seems a little daunting, there is a roadside observation point where you get this view from the other side of Delicate Arch. And as a bonus, you have this view of the valley below. These are petroglyphs. You can see very clearly the images carved in there. These ones were done about 300 to 400 years ago. This cabin was built by John Wolfe, a man from Ohio who had moved here after sustaining an injury during the Civil War. He lived here for nearly a decade with his son, ranching the area. In 1906, his daughter moved out and convinced him to build the cabin that you see today, and this one even has a wooden floor. A few years later, they moved back to Ohio, and he lived to the ripe old age of 84.
Entering the trail for Sand Dune Arch. Windy.
Here's Wendy and I at Sand Dune Arch. Look at that, hovering above. She's a little mountain goat now.
This is the end of Sand Dune Canyon. Beautiful blue sky today.
So now we're walking to Broken Arch, and we just left there. Broken Arch. This is the backside of the Broken Arch. We just came up through there, incoming Raven. Look at that. We're heading to an arch over there. Going across, kind of off-roading it all. I mean, there is a trail here. Wendy's been really good at finding it. Windy on ahead. This is pretty deep sand. This is every bit as deep as you would have at a beach at the ocean. Looks like there's 3 arches. 2 are getting ready to be made. 1's already made. There she is. Woo woo! All right, made it to Tapestry Arch. Right over here. Sorry about the sun in your eyes. There's an area. You can tell about 1 million years. You see those rocks? They keep crumbling away, and it just keeps going back, and then the roof will fall some more, and it'll crumble some more. All right, we're here in this valley. Makes a U shape. And here's what we're to see. This is called Pine Tree Arch. This is Pine Tree Arch. I had misnamed an earlier one. The earlier one was Tunnel Arch. This is Pine Tree. It's a pretty impressive arch there. All right, this is Skyline Arch. There it is. And half of it used to be covered over until 1940. And then literally half of it fell out in one catastrophic event. See the rock field all around us. Right beneath Skyline Arch, it is huge. This corner here is the part that just fell out in 1940. And they say you can still see the debris, so let's go look around the corner. There it is. All that one chunk fell out at one time. Bet you that made a noise. We are right on the main highway leading out of Moab, and saw this. It's called Wilson's Arch. All right, we're gonna see if we can get up there. Wilson's Arch. It's sandy with loose rocks. Not a good combination. You can hear me puffing like a locomotive. Got a steep slope there. Whoa! And on the other side, death.